What if someone claimed that the Qur'an has unresolved contradictions, outdated views, or even teachings that clash with science? Today we're exploring 10 major critiques presented by Razi's Messiah, a figure who questions the traditional understanding of the Qur'an. Are these critiques valid, or are they misunderstandings of deeper meanings? Stay with me as we uncover each one. Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you all, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving deep into the beliefs and interpretations presented by Razi's Messiah. This individual poses several significant critiques of the Qur'an, sparking debates and challenging many foundational views. Our goal today is to explore each of these points thoughtfully, respectfully, and with evidence from the Qur'an itself. Islam encourages us to seek knowledge and understanding, so let's approach each critique with a balanced and open mind. First one is the concept of divine revelation is unclear. The Qur'an does not clearly explain how divine revelation works, making it difficult to understand how Allah communicates with humanity, claims Razi's Messiah. In response, we look at Surah Ash-Shura, chapter 42, verse 51, which explains three forms of revelation. Allah speaks by inspiration, from behind a veil, or through a messenger. This guidance maintains the sanctity and uniqueness of the prophetic message, indicating that divine revelation is a profoundly spiritual experience beyond ordinary human comprehension. Far from being unclear, this verse highlights Allah's wisdom in the process of revelation, revealing Himself in a way that protects the depth of divine knowledge. Second one is science conflicts with the Qur'an. Scientific discoveries like evolution contradict the creation narrative in the Qur'an, claims Razi's Messiah. The Qur'an encourages believers to study and reflect upon the natural world. For example, in Surah Al-Mulk, chapter 67, verse 3, Allah invites us to observe the heavens, describing the creation as flawless. This principle supports scientific exploration rather than opposing it. Regarding creation, verses such as Surah Al-Alaq, chapter 96, verses 1 to 2, describe human development stages that align closely with embryological discoveries, demonstrating harmony between Qur'anic teachings and scientific advancement. Third one is gender inequality in the Qur'an critique 3. Gender inequality in the Qur'an. The Qur'an seems biased against women, particularly in inheritance and legal testimonies. Islam's approach to gender issues balances rights and responsibilities within the social context of the time. Surah An-Nisa, verse 11, outlines inheritance laws with consideration for men's financial responsibilities in society. For witness requirements, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 282, refers specifically to commercial transactions, an area men primarily managed in 7th century Arabia. Meanwhile, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 35, confirms that men and women are spiritually equal, highlighting that the Qur'an's guidance aims to be both just and contextually mindful. Fourth one is the Qur'an promotes violence critique 4. The Qur'an promotes violence. Certain verses in the Qur'an seem to endorse violence, particularly towards non-Muslims. Verses related to warfare, such as Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 190, emphasize self-defense and caution against transgression. Fight in the way of Allah those who fight you, but do not transgress. The Qur'an's guidance is context-specific, addressing the historical conflicts Muslims faced while encouraging peace and restraint. Surah Al-Mumtahina, verse 8, also promotes kindness towards those who do not engage in hostility, showing that peace is always preferable in Islam. Fifth one is abrogation in the Qur'an, critique 5. Abrogation in the Qur'an. The concept of abrogation suggests inconsistency in Allah's message. Abrogation, mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 106, allows for adjustments to evolving circumstances. This principle enabled the early Muslim community to adapt as needed, with each new ruling suited to their development and context. Instead of inconsistency, abrogation demonstrates Allah's wisdom in making His guidance practical, timely, and adaptable to societal progress, maintaining the spirit of the law. Sixth one is predestination versus free will, critique 6. Predestination versus free will. The Qur'an's view on predestination conflicts with human free will. The Qur'an establishes a balance between Allah's knowledge and human agency. Surah Al-Insan, chapter 76, verse 3, states, "We showed him the way, whether he be grateful or ungrateful." This verse reinforces human choice and accountability, with divine predestination understood as Allah's omniscience rather than a limitation on our decisions. This balance ensures accountability while honoring the human ability to make moral choices. The seventh one is the afterlife. Descriptions are inconsistent, critique 7. The afterlife descriptions are inconsistent. The Qur'an's descriptions of heaven and hell seem contradictory. The Qur'anic descriptions of the afterlife use metaphorical language to convey spiritual truths. Surah As-Sajdah, chapter 32, verse 17, reveals that no soul knows what delights are kept hidden for them. These verses are not literal, they are metaphors meant to evoke reflection on the moral weight of our choices. By using vivid imagery, the Qur'an communicates a powerful vision of the afterlife, encouraging believers to live righteously. 8.1 is justice and forgiveness. Critique 8, justice and forgiveness. The Qur'an appears to offer conflicting messages on justice and forgiveness. Islam's approach to justice is balanced by mercy. Surah Ash-Shura, chapter 42, verse 40 states, "The recompense of an injury is an injury equal thereto, but whoever forgives and makes reconciliation, his reward is due from Allah." The Qur'an encourages forgiveness as an ideal, with justice serving as a necessary foundation for social harmony. This balance ensures fairness without neglecting compassion. Chapter 11, ninth one, is the Qur'an's view on other religions. Critique 9, the Qur'an's view on other religions. The Qur'an's language about non-Muslims appears intolerant. The Qur'an's approach to religious diversity is grounded in respect. Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse 256, states, "There is no compulsion in religion." Verses addressing non-believers often refer to specific groups or historical events. The Qur'an recognizes religious diversity as part of Allah's wisdom, with Surah Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse 48, encouraging peaceful coexistence. This principle promotes mutual respect and understanding among people of different faiths. Last one is non-chronological order, critique 10. Non-chronological order. The Qur'an's lack of chronological order makes it hard to follow. The Qur'an's arrangement is thematic, with verses and chapters organized to reinforce central principles like monotheism, justice, and compassion. This structure allows readers to engage with interconnected ideas, promoting deeper reflection and spiritual growth. The Qur'an itself suggests this design is intentional, with Surah An-Nahl, chapter 16, verse 101, implying that Allah alone knows the best order for His message. In conclusion, each critique about the Qur'an deserves careful consideration. Today we examine 10 critiques by Razi's Messiah, responding with insights from the Qur'an and Islamic scholarship. The Qur'an encourages us to reflect, seek knowledge, and understand its teachings deeply. Far from contradictions, the Qur'an presents wisdom for those willing to look beyond the surface. I hope today's discussion has been enlightening. If you found value here, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep learning together and growing in understanding. Until next time, peace be upon you all. Assalamu alaikum.